As lawmakers work on the federal side of this, programs in our area are doing this every day to make sure your child gets the best care possible in their earliest years. And Carolina in the Morning's Caitlin Stansel joining us now with more details.
Kim and Bob, we're live here at Smart Start of New Hanover County, and they work with families, daycares, and preschools in our area every single day, making sure that your child is getting the most out of their very first few years of life. Now, officials here say they're happy to hear that the Child Care and Development Block Grant is being updated in Congress. And while it focuses more on federal funding for working families and child care quality, even some local programs benefit from its work. Officials say it's critical that families are supported at all levels, so locally in our own community, statewide, and again nationally as well, especially because the care our children get in their first 2,000 days of life is the most critical time and has the most impact on the person they're going to be as an adult.
Children's about 90% of their brain development happens in the first 3 years of life. So what we're able to provide children, whether it's parents at home or children in an early learning environment, a child care center, a family child care home, NC pre-K programs, is really important to their development, their social emotional development, physical development, cognitive growth. So the kinds of environments and the sorts of nurturing that children receive in their first few years of life is critical, literally, to how their brains develop.
Now here at Smart Start, they have a lot of resources available to parents and daycare facilities. We're here in their resource room, and you can see a lot of toys behind me here, a lot of books, and anyone can come and use this, anyone here in New Hanover County. And we're going to have more coming up in the next half hour just about all the resources that are available here in our local community to make sure our children get the best care possible. Back to you guys.
A program that benefits your child, the top of the agenda at U.S. Congress today. Lawmakers there are updating legislation that would give working families assistance and help them afford quality child care. But the support comes from all levels, from the state to even local communities. And Caitlin Stansel live with one particular program that gives parents and teachers the resources they need to help children develop. Caitlin.
We're live here at Smart Start of New Hanover County, and what they do is provide families, daycares, and pre-K facilities with the tools they need to really help your child develop in the best way possible. Now, the most important time in a child's life is the first 2,000 days of life. That's when they really go through every part of the developmental stage, and it really focuses on what they're going to be like as an adult. So what they have here in this resource room at Smart Start are a lot of books and toys that families can come and check out, as well as daycare facilities, pre-K programs. Those teachers can come and check out an entire learning program to use in their classroom. Now, every single box they have has a theme. We're looking at the space theme here, and they have kind of a learning plan on what you can do with all the tools in this box. Some of these programs can teach them things about geometry, shapes, and really simple things. They have some role-playing costumes in here. They have some puppets, so they can get really creative with all the tools that they have. But in these developmental stages, it's not something that has to be very complicated. A parent can use something as simple as a ball to really help their child develop, teaching them personal interaction, so their social skills, and also coordination when they roll a ball back and forth with a child.
Children learn through play. So we're looking for environments where children can explore, when they can be creative, where they can engage in the kinds of activities that help them develop on all domains. So as I said, cognitive, so critical thinking skills, problem solving skills, begin those foundations for literacy, have access to books and reading and storytelling, art where they can have pieces of paper where they can draw and explore those creative sides.
Now, officials say it's not just important that families are supported on these local community levels, but also statewide and nationally. And that's what the Child Care and Development Block Grant in the U.S. Congress is really so important right now. And they're really hoping that it gets past the Senate and straight to the president's desk, because it would, again, help support families and child care facilities and make sure that the quality in these areas remains very high. We're going to have all these details on our website, WECT.com. But for now, back to you guys in the studio. Across the country, the needs for them have greatly changed, and officials say the law needs to change with it. So North Carolina Senator Richard Burr really at the forefront of making sure that this law is updated to handle all the child care needs of families and make sure that the kids across the country really get the best opportunity they can to develop over those first 2,000 days of their lives. Now, the voucher program gives funding to working poor families to help them afford quality child care, also making sure that those quality standards remain high across the country. And just for right here in our state, the legislation allows on average nearly 78,000 kids to attend daycares or preschools and other learning programs. And Senator Burr has really been at the forefront of updating this legislation. He says, it's so important because it not only affects our nation's workforce, but also gives accountability to the facilities that are taking care of your children by focusing on health and safety protections. The legislation improves the quality of child care in our country as well as our future workforce.
We continue to be the 800-pound gorilla of a global economy, and the only way that we can continue to be that is if we've got, one, the workforce, and two, the training and education needed to fill those slots. If individuals feel that they're trapped because they can't afford the cost of child care in an entry-level job, then they'll never be productive. And we want to make sure that we give people that ability to start into the workforce and to grow in the workforce.
Now, Burr says he is optimistic that this legislation is going to pass through the U.S. Senate unanimously and make its way to the president's desk. And we're live here at Smart Start of New Hanover County, and they are just one local program that kind of does the same thing, supporting families right here in our area to help their children develop in the best way possible. We're going to have more details coming up here in the next half hour, but for now, back to you guys.
All right, Caitlin, well, the New Hanover Congress reconvenes this morning. At top of their agenda, one of the things they'll be talking about is the quality care that your child receives at early stages of their life. Our Caitlin Stansel has been live this morning talking about how a program here in Wilmington can actually help your child in their early advancement years. We'll go to her live this morning. Caitlin, good morning.
Good morning, Bob. We are here at Smart Start of New Hanover County in their resource room. And what they do is work with families, daycares, preschool teachers to really help children develop in the best way possible. The most important time in their lives, the first 2,000 days, really are geared towards the most development in their lives. So cognitively, socially, physically, children are developing in those first 2,000 days. Now here they're in the resource room. They have a lot of toys that families can come and check out, as well as books to help their children as well. Flip through, show them the pages, even if they maybe don't understand the words. They are looking at those pictures, the colors, the shapes. And something else that's really cool that they have here are these boxes of learning programs, each one with a different theme that a daycare teacher or a preschool teacher can come in and check out. And this one is space, if you can't tell. They have some puppets, little astronauts. They have helmets so the children can do role playing and get that creative aspect in. But also they have kind of a curriculum in each of these boxes as well. This one kind of shows them focusing on the phases of the moon, teaching kids shapes as well as some geometry in there, and a little bit of science as well. But it doesn't have to be really complicated to help children develop. Something else they can do is use something as simple as a ball. Not very sophisticated, but for a little baby maybe, rolling a ball back and forth with another person can give them that personal interaction, social skills, also some fine motor skill development, physical development as well. So it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as a ball or even just flipping through the pages of a book.
Children learn through play. So we're looking for environments where children can explore, when they can be creative, where they can engage in the kinds of activities that help them develop on all domains. So as I said, cognitive, so critical thinking skills, problem solving skills, begin those foundations for literacy, have access to books and reading and storytelling, art where they can have pieces of paper where they can draw and explore those creative sides.
Now, these first 2,000 days of development are really critical in the kind of person a child turns out to be as an adult. because of all those developmental skills that they go through. Now we're going to have all the details on our website, WECT.com, and as well at foxwilmington.com. You can go there and find out the details about the Child Care and Development Block Grant and how that helps families on the federal level, but also state and locally, and Smart Start as well, helping people right here in our own backyard. Back to you, Bob.
All right.